Hey, what's up, fellow traders? I hope you guys are having a great week. I know it's been pretty choppy outside of Monday. Monday was a really good day, but Tuesday and Wednesday's been choppy. We just got today's session started. Just got Thursday's session started, so the jury's still out on it. But I haven't been able to do much trading during the day. It's been like doctor's appointments week. I try to put them all together, real close together, so when I take time to do that, I can do it and then get it over with. My three some I have to see every 3 months, some every 6 months, some once a year. So if I group them together, it doesn't really mess my schedule up too bad. But that's what I've been doing the first couple of days this week. Um, but I have been trading at night. Still really choppy for the nighttime session as well, but that's the only time I've had. I learned my lesson about taking my laptop to the doctor's office and trying to trade and do all of that stuff and not really be focused and comfortable and being able to see everything I need to see. So I learned that lesson the hard way. Um, but if you see, what I was talking about, here was a really nice day on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is Thursday session. Okay, this is the session for the 30th. Even though it's the 29th, this is the session for the 30th because it starts on the 29th and finishes on the 30th. So you can see Monday, really good day. The last couple of days have been choppy. Jury's still out on this. What I want to see, if it does recover and bounce, maybe we can test the 20-day up here or this 41, 71, 50 level. If we start to lose and we start to sell back off some more, I would like to take this window out and sell it back to the 50-day moving average. Or this 38, 24, 60 level here on gold. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. We may be able to get a little bit more out of that, but time will tell. I think I have a session at 1 o'clock this morning. So we'll see, how it trades overnight. But I'm kind of waiting for 8:30, 9 o'clock to get an early indication of what we're going to be dealing with. All right, but what I wanted to ask you today is, where are you in your trading journey? And I'm going to share what I believe and what I teach in terms of, how your journey looks. Now, everybody's different, everybody's unique, everybody has different strengths and weaknesses, some more similar than others. But the key is you have to understand where you are in your journey so that when you reach these plateaus, then you're able to, get what you need to get to that next level. So it's really important. And the only person that can answer this is you. Now, where are you in your journey? Now, you may listen to a lot of other people. They're going to have different views or different designations. Some may have 6 or 8 steps in your journey. Some may have 2, 3, or 4. But I identify 4. 4 major phases or steps in your journey. So the first one I call is the euphoric stage. So you know what euphoria means. Everything's exciting and new, and it doesn't matter how many times you lose. or get stopped out or whatever. It's all exciting. You're watching other people make money, whether you're in Discord groups or whatever. You're watching YouTube videos, um, all this stuff, and you're excited. And this is new and this is fresh. And you don't think anything could, there's just nothing bad in this. And that's a stage that we all go through when we first start. Some stay in it longer than others. Some never leave it. They die inside of it. But that's the euphoric stage. Now, once we've been there for a while, if we stick it out, we get into that nonfiction stage where we start looking for the truth. We start feeling that, hey, some of this stuff isn't on the level. I think some people are stretching the truth about how much they make, or how many winning trades they've done in a row, and all of this stuff. So we start looking for the truth, and we start trading based on that. We start reading books. We start really looking at the finer details, the ins and outs of what a trader is, and what our job is, and what our position is in the market. So we all, if we get through the euphoric stage, we finally get to that nonfiction stage where, let's cut the bullshit. Let's tell me what this is really about. Okay, show me the way. And then you get into that renaissance stage, because once you've learned and you understand what this is about, you start learning how to actually read price action. You start learning how to apply yourself, how to engage the market, how to identify the best entries and exits. And we're not relying so much on stops and profit targets all the time. We know, and we have that feel for, or we're learning how to develop that feel to where we need to get out. You've probably changed what you've traded. You've kind of found something that's helped you identify what you really enjoy trading, and all of that stuff. But the thing about this is, all three of these stages, you typically go through these in some type of trading community. Whether it's a paid community or free communities, or you're in a Discord with somebody, with a group. But you go through all these stages inside a trading community. And in some cases, they help you get through each stage. Because you're watching and you're looking at other people who are maybe going through this, the same thing you're going through or whatever, and you don't have an individual mentor, somebody that you're not working with, and all of that stuff. So I know, some people have accused me of glorifying mentoring or a mentor or whatever, because that's what I do. But it's only because I've been there. I've been a classroom teacher for years. I retired from teaching in classroom teaching to go into trading. So I know how important mentoring is. Part of my program for my students in high school was for them to be connected with a mentor their senior year, to help them where they can go out and job shadow, and the mentor could help them understand and plan and prepare for their career. Me as a teacher, when I first started, I realized the importance of me having a mentor. And so when I came to trading, it was a no nonsense thing. But if it wasn't for my brother-in-law, I wouldn't have the mentor that I have. Because most of these guys do not waste their time on individual retail or independent retail traders. Okay, all of these guys that are really good traders that are working for these big time investment banks, and they didn't hit the ground running like that. They were mentored. They worked with traders in order to learn how to do the things that they needed to do. I don't know if you guys have seen this show, this movie called Boiler Room. Kind of a same scenario as the Wolf of Wall Street, but it didn't glorify all of the other crap that came with it. But you see, all of these guys were taught. They came out of the blue and they were taught a specific way. They were mentored in order to be able to be successful. And those that did not take to that got booted out. Okay, so that's why, I do what I do. And I pretty much, as far as the trading community component of it, there's so many out there now that's just, join this Discord, join that Discord. You don't have to pay this, pay that. A lot of these prop firms have their own Discords. You can get trading communities out there, live stream. But in order to get to that next level, when you reach the final stage, that's the impact stage. That's when your trading will start positively impacting your life, all aspects of your life. Okay, you have reached becoming a professional trader, whether you do it part-time or not. Being a professional does not mean that you only do it, full-time. Doesn't mean that. You can be a professional trader and only do this part-time or have a set schedule that you're going to use. But no matter what, when you become a professional trader, you're in the impact stage where trading is positively impacting all, factors and areas and parts of your life. And they should be making them better. Okay, if it's impacting your life negatively, then you didn't learn what you needed to learn back in some of these steps. Because each one of these steps, to get through it, requires a significant amount of growth in you. In order to move from the euphoric stage to the nonfiction stage, from the nonfiction stage to the renaissance stage, that, when everything is like, you're changing. You're changing into the trader you need to be when you get to the impact stage. You're growing and you're learning and you're taking in all of this new information. You're exploring everything about this this trading deal. So it's really an enjoyable journey. It's really an enjoyable journey. Not many people make it to impact. That's just the reality, and a lot of it is because they're hard-headed and they refuse to learn or to get help when they get to the stage and they really want to grow. So, I'm not saying that the trading community is not needed. It has a very special piece in your trading. Just like going to high school, going to college. That doesn't guarantee success, but you're learning what you need to learn, and hopefully you're able to do some job shadowing. You're able to practice and get involved in whatever field you want to get into, and grow that way. But that's what I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully you get it. If you don't, you can always email me, ed@tradingperformancespecialist.com, or you can go to the website. Just drop me a message there, and I will definitely get back to you. And if you're interested, I do have a shadow mentoring program, which I am shadowing you for, up to 3 hours. I don't believe a trading session should last longer than 3 hours until you take a break and rest your mind. And the market usually works well in that time frame. But I'm supporting your success in practice, not in theory. I'm not sitting here teaching you classes. I'm not sitting here going over dead charts with you. We are actually executing as the market's happening. So it's easy to see things after they're formed. But you have to learn how to identify it as it's forming, or else it's going to be hard for you to be successful. But my shadow mentoring, it's an uncommon thing. You don't see it. But we spend 3 hours together. You are up to 3 hours together. You're live streaming your platform while you're trading. I'm able to annotate on your chart, point out things that we should be looking for. And you're going to be telling me what you're thinking, what you're looking. This is what I want to do. And I'll give you feedback on it. And vice versa. I'll be sharing my trading setups with you, my thoughts. This is what I'm looking at. This is why I'm not getting out to trade. So all of that, kind of works in conjunction with it. But once you sign up for it, there's no limit to how many hours you get. One payment, that's it. You're in, and I'm going to work with you until you tell me this isn't working or you get it. And there's nothing else you're going to have to pay or do anything to move forward. It's just, one deal. So that's actually my alarm telling me that the Tokyo Stock Exchange is getting ready to open. So I better get off of here and get ready to get to work. But you guys, I hope you understand what this is, what I shared with you. Make sure you try and identify which stage you're in. And again, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. It'll be in the comment, not the comments, the description section of this video. The website, you can get me any kind of way, or you can just drop a message here and we can hook up. But that's going to do it for me today. Just make sure as your days continue to go, make sure you figure out where you are in your trading journey and start working on what you need to work on so you can get to the next step. So you guys be safe, and I will talk to you either tomorrow or Friday.